You are listening to Power Marketing with Kevin Lee. Here's Kevin.
You know what's been sort of a weird silver lining for the pandemic is a lot of companies who actually had really inefficient marketing plans, both on the paid media side and on the earned media side. You know, this was a wake-up call to them that, okay, my consumer/buyer is completely changing what they do every day. Maybe my old media plan needs a new look. Well, the reality is it needed a new look 5 years ago.
Correct.
It didn't get one, but at least now they have an excuse to go in there and completely, start fresh with a clean whiteboard. Have you found that to be the case? Because I've done more media audits and marketing audits in the last year and a half with my team than I had done probably in the 10 years prior.
Well, I think the past year and a half, you also had the pandemic pushed everyone digital. So anyone doing traditional media still was like, okay, we're done. Like the amount of budgets that it's funny because like the first quarter, and even so Q2 and even a little bit of Q3 last year, most major companies stopped. They didn't do anything. But then when they came back, it was mostly into digital. So we saw the best prices we've seen in advertising digitally for a long time going to the worst prices between that and the election. It was just insane Q3, later Q3 and Q4 last year. But I think it's calmed down a little bit now. You're always dealing with something. Now it's iOS changes, but we've definitely seen everyone adjusting what they're doing. And I think what we saw digitally in general is COVID really accelerated all adoption. So and about 5 years has been the working vernacular that I do agree with. So people just accelerated what we expected to happen 5 years from now happened in 3 months.
Yeah. Absolutely. I think on top of that, a further accelerant was this was already something that was happening, but it was further accelerated was the digitization of some formerly non-digital platforms, so digital outdoor and out of home, right? They really went even more digital in that sort of last 2 years.
Yep.
And so even things that weren't considered really digital or weren't thought of as part of digital media plans are now digital. And of course, you've got OTT and addressable TV that also are sort of opening up the level of targeting that wasn't available there before. So it's been really great for those you folks in your seats and our seats and the digital VPs of marketing at companies and the CMOs really to be able to layer on that level of control.
Yep. And there's just, you can be way more iterative with digital. You can be more targeted. And listen, traditional media channels still do apply, like TV, radio, out of home. These are still things that can actually benefit the company. And it's all about a mix. We talk about it as sort of like managing a portfolio where you want diversification amongst your marketing portfolio and trying different things, and different pieces have different benefits and costs. And none of it is really gone. There's benefits to all of it if you do the deals right, if you pay right, if the fees are right, et cetera. The only thing you deal with sometimes is where one channel might still be overcharging because they haven't come down to earth. But generally right now, and I'm seeing more of a diversification in media recently than ever because it started really saturating Facebook and Google. With the iOS changes, it really made people start looking at podcasts, TikTok, Snapchat, back at TV, back at radio. Direct mail became bigger again because everyone was stuck at home. So a lot of things came out of this that I like it. I like playing with all different, having a lot of moving parts in marketing. I think it's not only boring, but also dangerous to just double down on Facebook ads. We saw it with SEO back in the day where people would just go all in on SEO. And the moment Google made an algorithm change, companies would literally go bankrupt. So
yeah, there are still a lot of companies where they have way too many eggs in a single basket.
Correct.
And even when you look at the marginal efficiency of the media, you could justify that. Okay, so your directly measured ROI in this channel is absolutely your best. But any hiccup and you're screwed, right? So we definitely encourage people to sort of stack rank their channels and sort of know how elastic each channel is in its ability to take a doubling of budget, right?
Yep.
In search, you can't double your budget because who are you going to push out of the way?
Yep.
But at least in some of the social channels and some of the other channels, you can double your budget.
Kevin Lee's Power Marketing is available on all your favorite podcast networks. Kevin loves helping businesses excel at marketing. Having marketing challenges? Just like Santa in The Miracle on 34th Street, if Kevin can't help you, he'll know someone who can. Find him on LinkedIn, subscribe, or follow.